Dorcas didn't one day say, you know what, I don't know how to share my faith, so I think I'm going to make clothes. I believe she said, I'm going to share my faith through what I know to do, and that's making clothes. Now, listen, I make my living as a talker, but I'm still not any better than anybody else when it comes to sitting down at Starbucks. I told you the time me and Ted were over there, and 3 guys were there, and they had tattoos all over everywhere, and they actually, I could hear their conversation. They actually were talking spiritual talk. They were talking about things, spiritual things. And I'm over here praying, oh God, help Ted talk to him. Ted, you talk to him, brother. You in recovery, you talk to him. I mean, you know, all right, so that's not the way that maybe I'm most comfortable. Okay, I think that's what Andrew did. Andrew said, look, I'm not the teacher, Jesus is. But I'm pretty good at meeting people. And so everybody he met, he was coming and bringing them to Jesus. Matthew said, you know, I'm not much for church life, but I got a lot of friends that don't go to church. I'll have a party and invite Jesus, and they'll meet Jesus at the party. Dorcas said, look, I may not be good at the talking stuff, but I can make some pretty good clothes, and I'll make them and help the poor. I don't really think it matters what you do. I think whatever it is that you do, if you give it to God, He'll find a way for you to love somebody, to help the poor, to do good deeds. I don't think it matters what it is. I really don't. I think, well, I'm only good at talking. I'm only good at listening. I think whatever it is, if you'll give it to God, I believe He'll find a way to show people what Jesus looks like. I know that we're not all good at knocking on a door, and we don't really even do that any longer. Knock on a door and cold visit somebody. But all of us can find a way to do good. All of us can find a way to help somebody, to find where the community is itching and find a way to scratch it, to find a need and to meet it. Not instead of sharing your faith, it becomes the very way that you share your faith. Look what happens. This became known all over Joppa, and many people believed in Jesus. Somebody say bingo. I mean, that's it. That's what it's about, or amen. Somebody say amen. It's the idea that what she did resulted in people knowing Jesus. It wasn't what we call typically evangelism, but that's what happened, is that people's hearts were changed. Their eyes were opened. They saw the living incarnation of Jesus Christ in His followers, and it made a difference, and some of them came into the family of God. Now here's the point. Meeting needs, serving the community, it is nice. It is humanitarian. It is a good thing for community spirits, but it's also godly. It's also like Jesus, and it can also be very evangelistic. And it connects the community to Christ, and that's the goal. That they would know Him, that they would know the great God that loves them so very much. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we'll reap a harvest if we don't give up. Now, you can get weary of doing good, but little things done in a loving way can help people see the living Lord. As we turn you loose as 300 followers of Jesus, always doing good, always helping the poor. Not giving up and doing good. Because if you're faithful and doing good, He has promised the harvest. The harvest is not up to us. That's really no burden on us. Our part is don't give up on doing good. Now in your outline it says that we have a motto. I want to say, what's the motto? I don't know. I'm sorry. It's a Lion King thing. It's a motto. Every member is a minister. Every member is a missionary. It's a motto that we have. It's not in our DNA yet, but we're moving that way. That every member is a servant. Every member. Every member. Yeah, but what about those that are hurting real bad? I'm going to tell you, they make the real best servants. Because Jesus said those who have been loved much will love. Those who have been forgiven much will forgive much. I know that sometimes we're tempted to say, boy, but really, Pastor, what we need is another Bible study. I want to get in another Bible study. I think if you're ready to take a jump in your spiritual life, I don't know that you need another Bible study. I would encourage you to find a place to serve. remember to be like Dorcas, always doing good, helping the poor. Let's sing together.